Now this week's challenge, I've kind of covered this before, and it kind of goes back to what I said about the tip about writing everything down. Let's do it. Yeah. Wake me up before you go. Hello, gorgeous! It is a beautiful spring day. The sky is blue, the birds are tweeting in the trees are swinging in the breeze. I need to think of more words that rhyme with trees and breeze. We seem to have an end to the freeze. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so I like this. I like the spring. I don't like winter, I'll be honest. I like spring, I like summer, I like autumn. Winter's pup. Winter can do one. It's gone, I hope. Yay! So we're off to the gym. And I'm here's the thing now, okay? Here's where we need to be at. I need to tell you what we're talking about in this video first, don't we? Anywho, so in this week's video, but let's do a little spring kickstart, because I know we all need it. So I'm gonna do a new weekly challenge, and also I'm gonna cover a couple of little gotchas which have caught me out, and they've caught a friend of mine out as well. That's coming up in this episode. This week's show, you know what I mean. First off, spring. Spring has sprung into being or something. It's lovely. Look at it. Look how lovely it is. Oh, it's nice. It's not even cold. I don't even need a jacket. Suddenly it's like spring. Hello. Birds are chirping. Tweet tweet. I love this. Here's the thing. Okay. Now, like probably everybody else in the world, in January we all do that New Year, New You bullshit. And then by February, that's forgotten. Because it just is. Because we're all fat after Christmas. We've all overdone the carbs and the sugar. And it's very, very hard to keep the motivation going, into the new year. I get it. It is. Everybody suffers from that thing. Here's the thing, though. It's now spring. The weather is much more pleasant. You're over all that carb shit from Christmas. You might have an Easter egg or two or something. But, now is the time to kickstart everything. So let's do that. So let's get amongst it. Let's review our weight loss and our fitness goals for the year. Because the weather is nicer, we're feeling better. Now is the time to do it, okay? Let's join a class. Let's double up on our gym. Let's look at our dieting. Let's get our ducks in a row, to use business speak. I hate business speak. Let's make our plans now. Much easier to get up and go to the gym or go for a run or something when the sun is up. So hard to do that in the dark. So hard. I know. Yeah, what do you think? What do we think of that? What do we think? I'm going to do it. I'm even going to join a class, I think, this week. Now is the time to restart our diet plans and our exercise plans, because a lot of people will have fallen off the wagon by now. Incidentally, for those who are curious, that's the new HC VX F1. I think that's what it's the right way around, which is the new Panasonic camcorder, which I love. Separate video for that coming up really soon. It's replaced the 990 that I've been using for a couple of years. And over here we've got the new GoPro 6, which is facing my face. And facing forwards for B-roll is my old GoPro 5, which are on a handy little dual camera mount. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this footage turns out, because I did try with some in-car B-roll on the last video, and it was kind of okay until my phone fell off the dash. So now I've got a proper locked-off mount. It's out of my eye line, so I'm all nice and legal and not got cameras falling on me, which is always good. And I'm using all my latest gear. How exciting. This is the first actual field test for the GoPro 6, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out. So all kinds of new toys. I am so sneezy. My cat Amber came up to bed with me last night and then slept on my pillow with me, which I don't think is healthy. So now I'm sneezing. So I've got mild amber allergy, I think, to cat fur in my nose. And I've got an itchy sniz. Incidentally, at the risk of losing my Red Bull sponsorship, I'm not really sponsored. It's like 30p a can. It's quite literally a quarter of the price of Red Bull, and it tastes amazing. It's hard for me to get because I'm a snob and I can't go into Lidl in case people see me, but I get people to go in for me to get it, so that's really good. Okay, so we're nearly at the gym. Today I am doing glutes because it's Glute Sunday. Gonna work me bum. Also, for those keeping scores, I'm wearing makeup today. Got some Sport FX on and some MAC concealer to try to hide the bruises, and it's doing a not a bad job. And I got some on my chest as well, because that was really, really bruised looking this morning. That's gone from yellow to black, back to yellow then. I don't know what colour it is now. I look like I've got rusty boobs. For a car that can park itself, I really make it difficult sometimes. I'm blaming the sun. Sun's in my eyes. Okay, back to gym. Time to get my bum buns on. See you later. All rolling. How's a Slurpee? So here we are, back again. How are you doing? Lots of glutes today. I just did a 456 kilogram leg press for 3. I said 2.2 pounds, so that's like 1,000 pound leg press. Woohoo! I don't do heavy very often, but I throw them in occasionally. Happy with that. Heavy, lots of leg today. Lots and lots of leg and bum. I've tripled up. I'm doing 3 times the bum exercise that I was doing. So, well, let's see. Oh yeah, so a little thing to watch out for. A friend of mine was really struggling with her weight loss recently. And she works really hard at it. And she was like measuring everything, and she was tracking everything and doing everything right, you know? Turns out, wasn't measuring her coffee. I know it's like 300 or 400 calories a day going in drinks. I know, and that's so easily done. And that's why, you know, fitness coaches and people who do the fitnessy thing say, track every calorie, everything that passes your lips, which I know sounds cheesy, track it, because it's really surprising just how many calories we consume sometimes. So that's a good little tip there, track everything. Get into the habit of even making notes of glasses of water, and every time I've done this, every single time I have tracked every calorie, I've been hundreds more than I thought I was consuming. So, this week's challenge. So last week we had the small plate challenge, eating everything off a small plate. I gotta say, it's kind of worked. I struggle a little bit because a full small plate isn't quite enough food for me. So I feel like I've been on, I want a bit more food. So I've just gone to heaping the plate a little higher with an extra thing. But overall, it's kind of worked. So eating off a small plate sounds like bull, but yeah, that's not bad actually. So I think eat small plate challenge, okay, I'm down with that. Now this week's challenge, I've kind of covered this before, and it kind of goes back to what I said about the tip about writing everything down. This is like the kind of the opposite of writing everything. Well, it's not the opposite of everything, but it ties in with writing everything down. And that's plan your meals. So you've got the macro, and I'm talking about planning for a week, so that every day you know how many calories you have to consume, and more or less what meals you're going to be eating. Allow yourself some variance, and if you want to put junk and snacks in there, like chocolate bars or whatever, fine, but track them and plan them, so you know ahead of time when you're going to be eating these things. And only consume the things that you plan. So the challenge for this week is to write down your food for the next week. And I'm talking about meals. Give yourself some meal choices, 3, 4, 5 meals a day, whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're doing a grazing plan or a bigger meals plan, but track it all, plan it. And using the macro calculator from the video from a few weeks back, I'll put the link below, use that tool to plan your meals. Simple as that. And you can make your meals from anything you want, but as long as you stay within your calorie and macronutrient goals and targets. So how does that sound? Are we going to do that? I'm going to. I've started yesterday. Because of the whole going into April now and reboot everything, going into spring, nice weather, I'm refreshing my training plan and I'm refreshing my eating plan. So this is part of it, is planning my meals now day to day. And I know people will talk about doing this regularly. That's because you need to do it regularly. Every few months, you need to reset your eating plan and reset your exercise routine. We all do. It's just what you do. And because you get bored. And if you do it a few times a year, it's just enough. And do a new playlist as well, by the way. That's a tip for next week, so don't go too heavy on that. But, new gym playlist, new songs. Maybe treat yourself to a new pair of headphones or some new gym gear. Do a little refresh, a little restart. So that's a sneak peek of what's coming in one of next week's videos right there. So there we go. So that's my tip for the week. That's my challenge for the week, is plan this week's meals. There we go. I'm wearing makeup, but I hardly ever wear makeup to the gym. But I got some Sport FX on, and I've got that MAC. I bought it yesterday in yesterday's video. So I've tried it out again this morning. The MAC Pro Concealer. It's really good, actually. I'm using a yellow-based concealer, which I hardly ever do. But even going through the gym, using the Sport FX base, it's done a really good job of putting up through a very sweaty workout and just keeping everything concealed. I don't really mind about the whole bruises, even though I look absolutely battered. You know, the whole point of this video blog was for me to be quite bare, you know, to show everything. So I'm fine with that. I think the audience I have, I think you guys watching, I think you like the fact that it's quite raw at times. I don't hide stuff. I don't show you the best. I just show you the reality. I think that's what goes down well anyway. So there it is. That is the end of this week's little show. As always, if you like my content, if this is interesting, please hit that like button. If you want to be kept informed of all the videos I put out, hit the subscribe button and hit that alarm bell. As always, share the video, comment below, give me your feedback, tell me what you think. What are your diet tips? How is your diet and weight loss challenge coming? How did you guys do with the small weight chip plate? How did you guys do with the small plate challenge? Leave your comments below. And that's pretty much it. I will see you in the very next video. Bye, gorgeous. Mwah.